All right, let's get straight into it. Today, we're not just going to talk about home security. Nope. We're going to completely flip the way you see your own house. For the next few minutes, you and we're going to learn how to think like a burglar. So, I want you to do something. Picture your home from the street. What do you see? You probably see comfort, privacy, a safe space. But now, let's look at it through a different set of eyes. What does an intruder see? Is your home a challenge, a risky target, or is it an easy score? Answering that one question is what this is all about. And here's why that question is so important. 60 seconds. That's it. That's the magic number. See, most burglars aren't these criminal masterminds you see in movies. They're looking for a quick, easy opportunity. So your goal isn't to build Fort Knox. It's just to make breaking in slow, noisy, and obvious. You want to make them run out of that 60-second clock before they even get started.
Okay, so let's start with the first mistake a lot of us make, and we don't even realize we're doing it. We're basically rolling out the welcome mat for intruders. These are the little signals we send that just scream, hey, this house is an easy target.
I mean, think about it, right? You post your amazing vacation photos while you're still on the beach. You've just put up a giant sign that says, nobody's home for a week. That pile of mail on the porch just confirms it. And that brand new TV box you left out for recycling, well, that's just an advertisement for what's inside. Oh, and the spare key under the welcome mat, that's literally the first place they look. Each one of these things is a huge, blinking invitation. And here's one that trips a lot of people up, your landscaping. You see that big, beautiful hedge and think, great, privacy. But a burglar sees that exact same hedge and thinks, perfect, cover. You've just given them a private, hidden place to work on breaking a window or a lock, completely shielded from your neighbors and anyone driving by. Police actually have a super simple rule of thumb for this, and it's brilliant. It's called the 3-foot rule. Just keep any bushes or shrubs right next to your house trimmed down to 3 feet or less. It completely eliminates those hiding spots. You want your doors and windows to be totally visible from the street. Remember, criminals absolutely hate being seen. So aside from those accidental invitations, burglars are absolute pros at spotting the path of least resistance. They're looking for the physical weak spots in your home's armor. And trust me, they know exactly where to find them. Beefing up these weak spots is absolutely crucial. That sliding glass door, you can just cut a piece of a broom handle and lay it in the track. It's called a tracker block, and it works wonders. Those cheap, hollow exterior doors, they can be kicked in so easily. You really need a solid core door with a heavy-duty deadbolt. And for your windows, those little factory latches are often useless. Key-operated locks are a serious upgrade. Now, we talk about doors and windows, but we almost always forget the biggest door of all. Yeah, your garage. It's a huge and often pretty flimsy entry point that gives an intruder access to everything, your car, all your tools, and often a door leading right into your kitchen. And you will not believe how easy this is. This is a classic trick and it is terrifyingly simple. They just thread a coat hanger through the top gap of the garage door, hook that red emergency release cord, and give it a tug. Just like that, the door's disconnected from the motor. Now they can just lift it up by hand. We're talking 6 seconds. It takes literally 6 seconds to get in. Okay, so you've reinforced your doors and windows. Now for the tech, right? The alarms, the cameras, the sensors. A lot of us rely on these gadgets for peace of mind. But even the best tech in the world is totally useless if you make some of these really common mistakes. This one is so simple, but it's a fatal flaw. If a burglar can just peek through your front window and see the little green light on your alarm panel, the one that says disarmed, well, you've just given them the green light to walk right in. You got to tuck that control panel away where no one can see it from the outside. Here's another pro tip. Your security cameras need their own security. If you place a camera at eye level, what's to stop an intruder from just walking up and spray painting the lens or knocking it down with a stick? The rule of thumb is to mount them at least 9 feet off the ground. That keeps them out of easy reach. And finally, on the tech front, think about how all your gadgets talk to each other, or if they even do. A fragmented system is a huge problem. It's like your camera might record a perfect video of someone breaking in, but if it can't tell your alarm to go off or send an alert to your phone, what's the point? You're just watching a crime happen. An integrated system makes sure that when one piece of tech spots trouble, everything else kicks into action instantly. And all of this leads us to our last section, and honestly, this might be the most important one. You can have the strongest locks and the smartest alarms, but at the end of the day, real security comes down to us, to people, and our habits. Seriously, think about this for a second. Who has a key to your house? The old neighbor who moved away?
A cleaner you used a couple of years ago? That contractor? Do you even know for sure? We hand out spare keys and then we forget about them, and every single one of those forgotten keys is a potential vulnerability.
So much of this is about perception, right? It's about creating the illusion that someone is always home. Burglars want an empty house. It's that simple. And little things make a huge difference. Putting a few lights and maybe a radio on cheap timers makes the house feel alive. Having a neighbor grab your mail is critical. And leaving a car in the driveway? That's a huge deterrent. It's funny, a house that's completely dark and shuttered can be just as much of a giveaway as one that's wide open.
And this quote from security expert Jenny Radcliffe just hits the nail on the head. You would never, ever hang a sign on your front door that says, "Gone for 2 weeks." But that's exactly what we do when we post our travel plans on social media. My advice? Have a fantastic trip and then post all those amazing photos when you're safely back home.
Okay, wow, we have covered a lot, from your bushes to your locks to your social media habits. So now let's pull all these pieces together into one simple, powerful plan to transform your home from an easy score into a hard target.
You know, this isn't just a bunch of random tips. There's actually a science to this stuff. It's a professional field called CPTED, or Crime Prevention Through Environmental Design. All that really means is you're designing your property, your lighting, your landscaping, everything in a way that just naturally makes criminals feel uncomfortable and want to stay away.
So it all boils down to these 3 simple layers. Layer 1, deterrence. This is all about making your home look like a hassle. Think motion lights, trimmed shrubs, maybe some thorny plants under the windows. Layer 2, access control. If they still decide to try, this is where your strong doors, deadbolts, and secured garage physically stop them. And finally, layer 3, detection. If by some miracle they get past the first 2 layers, this is when the alarms go off, the lights flash, and everyone knows they're there.
And that's our 5 minutes. We started by asking what a burglar sees when they look at your home. So I'll leave you with that same question. After everything we've talked about, right now, is your home a hard target? Or is it still an easy score? You've got the playbook. Now the choice is yours.